Did you know that East Africa is breaking up and on an incredible journey to merge with India? Yes, you heard it right. Our planet is a fascinating place, teeming with mysteries and wonders that never cease to amaze. One of these wonders is the movement of tectonic plates, the colossal pieces that make up Earth's crust. If you could gaze into the belly of our planet, you'd see that the Earth's crust is not one solid piece. Instead, it's divided into several large and small chunks known as tectonic plates. These plates are not stationary, but float on a semi-fluid layer beneath them, known as the asthenosphere. Now, these tectonic plates aren't just aimlessly floating around, they are constantly moving, albeit very slowly. Imagine a snail's pace, but even slower. We're talking about a rate of 1 to 10 centimeters per year. This may not sound like much, but over millions of years, these tiny movements can result in significant shifts. These shifts can cause land masses to drift apart or come together, leading to the formation of new continents or the merging of existing ones. It's a slow dance on a geological timescale, driven by the heat from the Earth's core and the gravitational pull of the Moon. This process of tectonic plate movement is responsible for shaping our world as we know it. From the towering peaks of the Himalayas to the deep trenches of the Pacific Ocean, the forces exerted by these moving plates have sculpted the Earth's landscapes over billions of years. So we understand that the continents as we see them today are not fixed, but are on a slow and constant move. This movement is not just a thing of the past, but continues to this day, shaping our planet's future. But how is this causing East Africa to break up and merge with India? A question that might sound like a plot from a science fiction narrative, but it's a reality that's unfolding right beneath our feet. Let's find out in our next scene. If you look at the map of Africa, you will notice a huge valley running from the Red Sea in the north to Mozambique in the south. This is the East African Rift System. The East African Rift System, often simply referred to as ears, is an intriguing geological phenomenon. It is a series of cracks in the Earth's crust, stretching over 4,000 kilometers from the Jordan Valley in Southwest Asia to Mozambique in southeastern Africa. This massive valley is not a random feature on the Earth's surface. It's the result of a colossal geological event. The African plate, one of the planet's largest tectonic plates, is splitting into two. The Somali plate to the east and the Nubian plate to the west are slowly but relentlessly moving away from each other. The process is called continental rifting, and it's one of the fundamental mechanisms through which the Earth's crust is continuously reshaped. This monumental shift is causing East Africa to break away from the rest of the African continent. But what causes these plates to move? The answer lies deep within the Earth, where enormous heat and pressure cause molten rock or magma to rise towards the surface. This magma pushes up against the crust, causing it to crack and split. This process is the driving force behind the creation of the East African Rift System. Now picture this: the Somali plate, carrying East Africa along with it, is not just drifting aimlessly. It is moving eastward, inching towards the Indian Ocean. Over millions of years, the space between the Somali and Nubian plates will continue to widen, and the low-lying Rift Valley will gradually fill with seawater. This will eventually lead to the creation of a new ocean, but the story doesn't end there. The Somali plate is not just moving eastward, but it's also moving northward, and there's something quite significant in its path. As the Somali plate continues to move away from the Nubian plate, a new ocean will eventually form. But where is this plate headed? You guessed it, it's on a collision course with India. While East Africa is breaking up, the Indian plate is on its own journey, moving northwards towards the Eurasian plate. This isn't a new dance. In fact, the Indian plate has been moving for millions of years. It's already had a spectacular collision, one that created the highest mountain range on Earth, the Himalayas. Imagine two cars colliding head-on, but in super slow motion. That's essentially what happened between the Indian and Eurasian plates. The force of this impact crumpled the Earth's crust, pushing up the mountains we know today as the Himalayas. But the Indian plate isn't done. It's still moving northwards at a pace of about 4 to 5 centimeters per year. That might not seem like much, but in geological terms, it's pretty speedy. Now, here's where things get interesting. In the future, the Indian plate is expected to collide with another player in this tectonic game, the Somali plate. This is the plate carrying the East African Rift system, which is also on the move. So what we've got are two massive chunks of the Earth's crust, both moving and set to collide. This is the stuff that reshapes continents and redraws maps. So, the stage is set for a grand geological event. But what will this mean for the people and the environment of these regions? The merging of East Africa with India is not just a fascinating geological event. It will have potential consequences that we need to consider. Now let's dive into some of these possible implications. Firstly, changes in climate. As the land masses merge, we could see significant alterations to weather patterns, which could impact rainfall and temperature. This might lead to shifts in agricultural practices and could even affect the availability of water resources. Secondly, let's consider biodiversity. The merging of these two regions could result in an exchange of species. While this might lead to increased biodiversity, it could also introduce invasive species, disrupting existing ecosystems. Then there's the impact on human settlements. The merging could lead to the displacement of communities and create geopolitical tensions as borders are redrawn. But it's not all negative. This event could also yield opportunities. The combined landmass might unveil untapped natural resources, potentially spurring economic growth. But the management of these resources could also pose significant challenges, especially if they straddle newly formed borders. And finally, this merging could present opportunities for enhanced collaboration between the nations of East Africa and India, fostering cultural exchange and shared problem-solving. So, while the merging of East Africa with India might seem like a far-off event, it's a reminder of the ever-changing nature of our planet and the need for us to adapt and prepare for a future that might look very different from today. We believe our geopolitical research study have enriched your understanding on how will East Africa break up and merge with India. Moreover, if you're looking for geopolitics and economic research and analysis, real-time data and insights, then feel free to get in touch with us at www.marketresearchuniverse.com. Furthermore, we are happy to offer you unlimited reports downloading and data access at our platform from anywhere, on any device, starting now. Stay informed, make better decisions. Getting curious but undecided? No need to worry. Dive into a 7-day free trial extravaganza, immersing yourself in a world of mega-trending market research reports and consumer survey reports for data-driven decision-making. Startup business plan. Reports with new startup business idea generation support and vibrant community facilities. Why wait? It's time to discover, decode, drive your market research universe for data-driven success. Get started with a 7-day free trial today. Also, don't forget to subscribe and follow our social handles at Market Research Universe for regular industry updates.